Hey guys, Matt here. Well, I got a little pistol review for you, and I mean that quite literally. I have a little pistol review. This is a very small pistol. As you can see here just by the size of the box, it's fairly small. So what do we have in the box? Obviously, the Taurus PT22. Obviously, this is a 22 long rifle pistol. Now, the first thing you should notice right off the bat is it looks a lot like a Beretta 21 or the Beretta Bobcat. And there's a good reason for that. It's because this is a Beretta clone. Just like the Taurus PT92 is a clone of the Beretta 92FS, this is a clone of the Beretta 21 or the Beretta Bobcat. Now, as far as what you would use this for, this is a backup gun, okay? This is not a range gun. This is not a primary concealed carry gun. This is not a home defense gun. This is a throw it in your pocket, put it on an ankle holster, throw it in a boot, throw it in a purse, whatever it is, a backup gun, a last ditch, last resort, get somebody off you so you can get out of there quick gun. That's what this is. Now, as I go over the features and tell you that kind of stuff, you'll see why I say that. First, let's get the specs out of the way real quick. Okay, it's about 5 inches long, or about 4 inches tall, about 1.5 inches thick. It's got a fairly thick grip for the size of the gun, but that makes it really good for people with larger hands to really have something to grab a hold of. Got a 2 3/4 inch barrel. It does come with one 8-round magazine. Okay, plus with your little tilt barrel design, you can put one in the chamber, so you can hold 9 rounds of 22 long rifle. It does have a pretty good safety, works very well, easy to manipulate. And the trigger pull is double action. It's a long, heavy trigger pull, but it's a very smooth trigger pull. Probably comes in around 13 pounds, okay? But it is a smooth trigger pull. Now, why do I say this isn't a range gun or anything else? It's strictly a backup gun. Well, in addition to the fact that it's just small barrel, not a lot of rounds, double action trigger pull, the main reason why I say it is strictly a backup gun is because of how the action works, okay? Now, if you look here, we'll tilt the barrel open, there's no recoil spring here that works the slide. The recoil spring that works the slide is actually down here in the back of the grip. And what that recoil spring is attached to is not the slide itself, but your hammer. So when this action is working, when this slide is going back, all it's doing really is going against the recoil or the tension being put on the hammer. The hammer has the recoil spring attached to it. Now what that means is, if you were to try to by hand rack this slide, it can be done. I'm going to do it here for you, but it's very difficult. It doesn't have a lot of grip on it. It hurts your hand. Again, you can do it, but not very fun, okay? So it's not really a range gun. In addition to that, it's not very practical to do in an emergency situation. So what you do is, when you want to load it up, you put one in the chamber, ready to go with a loaded mag. That way your first round is already there. You haven't had to rack the slide. Now, where this comes into a problem as some sort of primary concealed carry gun is, in addition to it just being a 22, and you don't want that as a primary concealed carry gun, is that if you run out dry on this mag and you go to put another mag in, well, now you've got a problem, because you've either got to rack this slide, which again is just a beast to do, or before you insert this magazine, you've got to strip a round off the top of the magazine so that you can load it in here so that you don't have to rack the slide. So because of that, this is a backup gun. This is primarily a gun you are not going to carry an extra magazine for. You are going to carry it with one magazine, loaded chamber, ready to go, whether you want safety on or off. I would always recommend off, because it does have a nice long double action trigger pull. There's no need for a safety. But that's how you would carry it, and you've got 9 rounds of 22 long rifle to try and get out of whatever situation you find yourself in, strictly as a backup gun. That is where this gun shines. Now, all that being said, I know it sounds like I've just said a whole lot of negative things about this and that make you not want to get it, because no, it's not concealed carry, it's not a range gun, it's not home defense, but I still really like this gun. I bought it because I wanted a little backup gun, something that I wasn't going to carry a lot of mags for, something that I didn't need to worry about, where I threw it. Throw it in my pocket, throw it, whatever, and it's going to be fine. Throw it in the truck, anywhere, and it works great for that. I bought this gun knowing that I wasn't going to need more than the rounds that it could carry, and that is the purpose of it. I really do like this gun. It feels good. It shoots well. I'll even tell you, when I first got this gun, a lot of people told me, well, this is going to be picky on ammo. It only likes high velocity stuff. Well, you guys know me. I'm cheap. I only shot Remington Golden bullets, Winchester White Box, Federal Bulk, and Winchester Wildcats through this stuff. None of that is high velocity, and it functioned perfectly every time. The only issue I did have was after about 6 magazines through this gun, it stopped feeding. And the reason it stopped feeding, as I found out rather quickly, is because the chamber was dirty. I was shooting really cheap, dirty 22 ammo. All I did was took a rag and went like that in the chamber, put a round back in, closed it back up, and it was ready to go. But again, that was after about 6 magazines. This is a backup gun. You're never going to use 6 magazines in a row. 1 magazine, 2 magazines, even 3 magazines through this with any cheap ammunition functioned flawlessly. For that, it works perfect as a backup gun. It does exactly what I need to do. As far as price goes, I picked it up for $199. That is retail. MSRP I think is $250, but that's ridiculous. You'll never pay that much for it. On the used market, probably looking at about $125, somewhere around there. Is it worth $200 brand new or $125 used? If you're looking for a backup gun, then yes, it is. It is a very good gun. I liked it. It shot well. At 10 yards, I was getting fist-sized groups with it. I was impressed with it. I was happy that it was shooting all the ammo I was feeding it. And for what it is, a backup gun, it did very, very well. So I can recommend it, but again, only for the backup gun purpose. So anyway, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys watching. Questions, comments, video responses, send them to me, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks.